I have been in long distance relationship for almost 6 years. Yeah, it sounds crazy. And many people thought it wouldn't work, even my friends and families. And well, they had very good reasons. Different countries, different time zones, different languages, different religions, and even different mentality. But here I am, married and living in different country. And this is a story how it actually worked. And if you are in a long distance relationship right now or think about one, probably in your head you just have one question. Is it even worth it? Should I go through it? So let's go back to 2018. To begin, I would like to mention that I'm Russian and all my life I have been living in Russia, not in Moscow but in Siberia, beginning of Siberia, where it's very cold. So every time I was dreaming about very warm countries. And when I was 18 years old, I started traveling the world, not for vacations, but for volunteering projects. So first time ever, in 2017, I went to India for working with children from slums areas, and really I loved it. In 2018, I went on exchange program for studying to China, and 1 month later, I was accepted for a project to Turkey. Maybe even you know this company that is called Isaac, through which you can go to different countries for volunteering projects or for internships. And that's how I learned about Isaac and I applied. I applied to Turkey, where I have never been before, and I came to Turkey for a project. I had zero expectations, especially falling in love. But here I am, married with a Turkish guy and living in Istanbul. To tell you the truth, I really think that all these Isaac projects or Erasmus, probably those who are from Europe know what is Erasmus projects. So well, I really believe that all these international projects really give us opportunities to meet people from different countries and be united. And actually I have maybe 3-4 examples of families who were created thanks to Isaac projects and Erasmus projects. So if you want to find an international love, go to these projects. So we started talking, and actually I saw that he is also a foreigner who arrived to the same project. And only after some time I realized that he is actually a Turkish guy who is collaborating with Isaac organization as a volunteer and helping organization to organize all these international events. And of course I didn't expect that he would be a Turkish from Turkey, and actually we were in very good terms. We were just talking and going for a walk, and that time I was impressed how guy can be such a good listener. And only after some years he told me the truth. Actually he wasn't understanding anything out of my speech. He was trying to understand my English. Of course I have an accent, but still that time he just started learning English, and basically his level was maybe A2, B1, and I saw that he is just a good listener. So it's a very funny story. But here we are now after almost 7 years of relationship, speaking English and Turkish at home, because I learned Turkish. Yes, I learned Turkish by myself, and he is still trying to learn Russian. That's what I'm really getting mad about, because I believe that people have to know each other's languages, but maybe because for me it's easier to learn different languages. I know Spanish as well, so I don't know, but it really makes me mad. So let's go back to our story. That time really we fell in love. It was like a love from the first sight. Every time I watched movies about love from the first sight, but I never believed in it. But here actually it is. I do believe that there are some soul meetings in this life, that it could be a destiny, it could be whatever. But really, is it not an interesting how me, a Russian from a small city, going to totally another country just for 2 months project, and I met there a guy who became my husband, and I met in him the guy who really was so close to me. Looks like we knew each other for many years, and we had so many topics to talk. We had Yeah. I don't know how did we communicate, but really we communicated a lot. And also I was so curious about Turkish culture, as about all different cultures in the world, and I was diving into learning more about the country, about the history, about the traditions. And thanks to him, who was showing me everything, who was explaining me the traditions, the food, the facts about the country, really we started to be close. But here was a time when I had to go back to my country, and we were crying a lot because we didn't know what awaits us in the future. We didn't know when we will meet for the next time, because you should understand the conditions. I am a student in my university in Russia. He is a student in his university in Turkey, not even in Istanbul, not even in a big city, in a small city that is next to Ankara. Really, it was so difficult to go to that city that's called Eskişehir, but I love it. It's really the paradise for students. And you have to understand that you don't know when you will meet each other again. Probably those who really experience the same things, who are in long distance relationship or live in different countries, can understand me now, because it's every time, like when you go to airport or when you have to leave each other, you hug each other and you don't know when will be that time when you can hug each other again. So it was very difficult, but I believe that thanks to those challenges and difficulties, we became real good friends. Firstly, we were so united. I was feeling that we really can go through many difficulties together. And what helped us a lot, that we were connected on a daily basis. Every day we were texting each other. Every day we were calling each other. And you should understand, it's not like a paranoid conversation, like, oh, where are you? What are you doing? No. And this is the main mistake that many people in a long distance relationship commit. They really think about that person and they forget about their real life that is happening around them. No, we were not doing it. Of course, we were worrying about each other, but I continued my life. He continued his life. We were on a daily basis talking, having video calls every single day. Just imagine, every single day our days were starting with good morning messages and good evening, and of course not just messages, we were calling, we were video calling, and that's thanks to this our relationship became stronger. So this is a huge advice to everyone, especially girls, because I know how we girls can be naive, and if a guy is not replying or if he is not texting and ignoring for 1, 2, 3 days, we think, okay, maybe he didn't have time. No, it's such a red flag. A guy, a man will every time, as a girl, every time will find a time to answer, to call, to ask, how are you, what are you doing, let's have a conversation, let's have a call. If someone is ignoring you for so many days, it's such a red flag. They don't care about you. Sorry for being so rude, but that's the truth. Because I know what girls can create in their mind. They think that, oh my god, he is busy, probably maybe time zone, whatever, he will answer to me. No, it's not how it is. And if you believe in this kind of long distance relationship, please, I better open your eyes directly, so better don't get in that trap. And with my husband, that time when we just started our relationship, even I couldn't call this relationship, because honestly we didn't know how it will be going. But even that time it didn't feel like something temporary. We really thought that we will continue our friendship or our relationship. Even that time we understood that we will be connected, we will keep in touch, because you know, it's a strange feeling when in totally a stranger you find a friend, you find a person with whom you can share all your dreams, all your thoughts, and he will support you, even if he will not, but he will try to understand your point of view. This is basically how our long distance relationship started, and they lasted for 6 years. If people think that long distance relationship is romantic, no guys, it's very difficult, really. Now looking back in everything what we have been through, I can assure that it is difficult, and not everyone, not each couple can do that, but only if both people wanna do it, if both people wanna be together, they will do it. If there's just one side who is trying to do everything for both of them, this is a deadlock. There will be no happy end, probably, because every time there have to be attempts from both sides. Two sides have to move towards each other. At the end, they will be together. That's how it works, and I don't believe in different strategies. I don't believe that a girl should do everything for a boy, or a boy should do everything for a girl. It doesn't work like this. You are a mutual unity. You create your plans together. You know when the next time you will meet. You know where you are going. You know what are your plans together after 2 years. So you have your individual lives, of course, but you have your mutual life, and you need to understand what are your plans, where are you going. Maybe he wants to create a career, he doesn't want to marry with you after, let's say, 2 years, and you already dream about babies, etc. So you have to discuss your plans, your mutual future for the next, let's say, 2, 5, 10 years. Because if you have totally different plans, I'm sorry, probably it won't work. But if you know that after 5 years you see yourself married, you see yourself being a family, you see yourself working and doing your careers at the same time, and you see yourself like being together with a baby, here you know how to do it. You have to discuss, you have to plan, but you will do it because both of you have the same plans. If you have totally different paths and totally different perspectives of the lives, you can't push another person, because if a person really loves you, I believe that you will find the ways. If person doesn't care about you, he will say, I don't care, do whatever you want, I will live my life. But this is not a relationship, yeah? Do you agree with me? So we also try to find all the ways to be together, or at least to see each other often. So I applied for Erasmus exchange program from my university to Istanbul, Turkish university, for exchange program. I have been living in Istanbul for half a year, but he was still in different city. In that city, it's here, that is quite far away. It's around 5 to 6 hours by bus or by train from Istanbul. So we still have been in a long distance relationship, even though I was already living in Turkey. But thanks to that experience, I really discovered what is Istanbul. I really fell in love with the city, and I started to understand Turkish culture, Turkish language, and it really helped me a lot. Then after coming back to Russia, I have been in different 2 extra projects in Turkey for kind of 1-2 months around. And you can ask me why just I went to Turkey and he didn't go. So the main reason is that I didn't need visa for Turkey and he needed. For Russian citizens, it's easier to go to Turkey, and he needed to apply for a visa. It was kind of costly, etc. So, and I was more flexible because every time I worked online, I worked remotely, and I had more time. Not every time, actually. That time I wasn't working remotely yet. And the most important reason is, of course, that for me it was easier to come to Turkey, and I love traveling. Till now, I visited 30 countries, and of course, it's kind of my passion. And that's how it is. And of course, being in a long distance relationship, especially with a person from another country, from another culture, another religion, it is quite difficult to explain to your families or to your friends why do you choose this person. And I remember when I was studying in my university, my foreign language was Spanish, and literally everyone were so shocked when in Spanish languages during the breaks I was studying Turkish. I was studying Turkish languages. Everyone were like, why? Why do you study Turkish? Why do you need it? It's not weird. But I couldn't explain myself. I just wanted to understand the culture more, and that's how it is. Basically, when you will be in when you are in long distance relationship, many people will look at you like you are a crazy. Many people will not understand why do you give these sacrifices while there can be a good opportunity for you sitting next door, and maybe someone is really would like to flirt with you, but you have to be loyal. This is the most important. You have to be loyal. Without it, you can't continue, I believe so, you have trust to each other. You have to believe to each other, because if you start this jealousy and you are working with your friends and your boyfriend is calling and say, with whom are you working, what are you doing? We have been going through it a lot, I believe, but it doesn't go anywhere. You just start to be angry with each other, you argue a lot, you have lots of questions in your mind. Yeah, of course, I can understand there can be conditions why people ask it, but I still believe that people have to trust each other. People have to believe each other. At the beginning of long distance relationship, it's a common point that people fight because of this. People can fight, but if it continues for 1, 2, 3 years, 4 years, I guess it's a bit weird, because you have trust issues. You have trust issues, and why would you continue your long distance relationship if you have trust issues even in these small situations? So I guess here people, what they have to do is just sit and talk and discuss if they are going together in long distance relationship, what is the ultimate goal, where do we go, will we be every time like this in long distance relationship, or there will be a family, or one person will move to each other, or we will move to a third country, how it will work. The most important is speaking. The most important is talking about future goals as a couple. And here I will repeat again, long distance relationship works only if both sides want it, only if both sides do some actions towards each other. Only in this case it works. If one person is doing everything for this relationship, it won't work, because relationship is about two people, about two sides. So please don't be blind if someone is not doing enough. Don't be blind, don't lie to yourself, just face the truth and see who is doing more. If you both really do enough for each other, so here's a chance. If just one person is fighting for this relationship, ask yourself, do you need this relationship? Because this is the main questions you should discuss with yourself. You should talk with yourself, and only after that with the person. And you have to face the truth sooner or later. Better sooner, because there is a chance to lose all these years of long distance relationship if you won't discuss the common goals at the very beginning of your relationship. I can pretty well understand you, how you feel when you see a couple holding hands in the cinema and you really want to do the same, but you can't because your person is not here. I know how you want to hug this person, but you can't because he or she is not here. And I know that it can be very difficult and harsh to talk just by phone call and don't see each other in real life. Yes, but it will pass. I can assure you that this time will pass. And look at us. We have been dating 6 years on a long distance relationship. Sometimes during COVID, really, we saw each other just maybe once in a year. Just imagine, once in a year, maximum twice. It was very weird. And that time, both of us, we had questions. How it will be continuing like this? Will we always be like that, or we will have a family? So that's why it's very important to discuss mutual goals together. I will not stop repeating it because it is the most important. It is the core of the relationship, and because of this point you will understand if you will be able to create the future with this person or not. That's what I would like to highlight, that people really forget about real life when they start the relationship, especially a long distance relationship. But in my opinion, this is totally wrong. Yeah, you can do it when you are young, like 18, 19, 20 years old, because this is kind of your first strong, serious relationship, and you wanna live everything. But you should continue living your life. You have your goals, you have your careers, you have your jobs, you have your friends. So live your life fully. And that's what actually I did. I knew that I would like to do my master degree in international relations in Europe. So I got the grant for studying for free in Italian university in Torino, and I knew that it will take at least 2 years. So I went to Italy to study and to do my master degree, because for me it was very important. So that time, before doing my master degree, we actually discussed with my boyfriend, nowadays husband, about our next plans, and he said that move to Turkey. But that time I was not ready, because I knew I have my goals. I knew that it will help me to create my future career, and it is important for me. So I went to Italy to do my master degree for 2 years, and we agreed that after graduation we will create a family, we will marry, and I will move to Turkey, because it is the only option. And we agreed that I will move only to Istanbul, because I would be able, in my case, live only in Istanbul, because it is the first, it's the biggest city in Turkey. It is international. There are many opportunities for me, and I'm not ready to live in different cities. So it was my condition, and that's how it happened. I was developing my career, my studies in Italy that time, and Ali, my husband, that time he graduated from university and he applied for internship in his field in avionics, and then he got a job in Istanbul. And that's how, step by step, we started to create our future plans. We agreed that if we will create a family, we will create our family just in Istanbul. He listened to me, I listened to him. So that's how he on purpose applied just for Istanbul, because he knew that I would be able to come just to Istanbul and I would be able to live just in Istanbul. And that's how we continued. Of course, during these 2 years while I was studying in Italy, I was coming to Istanbul even more often than before. And then I received one more grant for studying on exchange in Italy, and that's how was our trying period. And then, yes, when I graduated, we married, and I moved to Istanbul, to Turkey, 100%. It was difficult, yeah, I wouldn't say that it was easy, because still moving to another country is a very harsh process. It's not easy, you know, it doesn't happen like that, but we understood that someone has to do it. It would be nice, of course, if we could move to another country together, and probably for, let's say, people from Europe, it's easy to imagine how you are moving from one country to another. But for me, for a person who is from Russia, who basically has never seen so many foreigners in her life, because it's kind of a closed country. I love my country, but still you should understand the reality. It's not Europe where in 1 hour, in 2 hours you can go to different country. In my country I have to go 3 days by train just to see the Black Sea. So I remember when I was a child, I was going to summer camps to Black Sea, and we had to go 3 days by train with no shower, with nothing. Just imagine these conditions. Probably for those who really live, like, let's say, in Italy, in Spain, it looks crazy, but it was my reality. So you should understand how difficult it can be for someone to move from one country to another, especially without knowing the language. In Turkey, majority of people, they don't speak English. I had to learn Turkish. Yeah, it was also a challenge, but I think that I'm doing pretty good for me, studying by myself. So yes, now I can speak Turkish. I had to learn Turkish and I learned it by myself. So that's why I think that I'm doing pretty well for me, because my husband still didn't learn Russian. I mean, he knows just some words, and I think that I'm a hero. And everyone who learns and who knows different languages, especially like second language, third, fourth, you are heroes, guys. You are just heroes, because one thing is speaking just in your language, and another thing is speaking in foreign languages and live on daily life in this foreign language. It is challenging sometimes, but this is our reality, and that's why I guess we already have to be proud of ourselves. Of course, I know that families can ask lots of questions, because basically they worry about you. They don't know that person's the same level like you. They don't know that country same as you. So of course they worry, and it's normal. But in this situation, we have to discuss with our parents. We maybe have to bring them to this country, or meet them with a boyfriend or girlfriend, and show that this is a person with whom I'm planning to create my life. look, we love each other and I'm ready to move to his country or her country or whatever. So the thing is, like, we have to create the safe environment for parents, that they could understand that we are safe. I also had very funny situations in my family, because when I say to my parents and to my grandparents that I'm dating with a guy from Turkey, that look, this is a guy whom you saw from the photos, that we really love each other, my grandma said, oh my god, never go to Turkey, never go to Turkey, they will tell you, they will take you and they will make you a slave, and maybe they will sell you to a different country, whatever. I don't say it to hurt someone from Turkey, but the perception of the different country would be totally different in your parents' mind, and it's okay. The most important is to explain them that everything is okay and that they would feel safe, that they would feel that you are safe next to this person. That is the most important. So here, if you ask me again, does long distance relationship worth it? Do they have any happy end? I will say you definitely yes. Definitely they have a very good happy end, only if you trust each other, only if you build your future plans together, only if you choose each other every single day, only if you do actions towards each other, only if you work as a team and you move forward and you believe in your future family, in your future relationship. So choose each other every single day, and remember that love has no border. Tell me in the comments, do you believe in long distance relationship, or would you like to try one? And if you are in long distance relationship right now, I wish you all the best.